Okay, wait, you're live.
Hi everyone! This is Maureen Amari, founder of Amari Baking Center, and Ellie.
Hi.
Hi everyone! Very excited to be here. TGIF. I hope you're doing well. I'm so excited about today's episode. We're doing some really cool stuff that was inspired, by the way, by one of our students or former students who did some really cool chocolate shards. Some of you may have seen them. So I decided I'm going to do a tutorial on that. Somebody asked for a tutorial on that. And I will show you how to do that. Second thing, chocolate mousse. Okay, so I know some of you may have heard of it, some not. And I just kind of wanted to do a tutorial to show you that it's not that hard to do. So I'll be showing you how to do chocolate shards in a mousse. Alright, awesome. Before I start, just some updates. So we'll be having a class next week, one-day class, June 29th on Friday next week. One-day class where I teach you how to make edible fabric, really beautiful stuff, okay? Different ways you can decorate your cake. We'll also be doing chocolate cages and mirror glaze and lace. So if you're interested in that, class is $2,500. You have to book by Wednesday. I will leave details on this repost. Make sure you sign up, okay? And the first 10 people to sign up are getting into a raffle where you can win either a hand mixer or all our printed books. 5 people have booked. I have 5 slots left, people. Get on it, all right? And if you join me, say hi. What's up? Anyone joining us?
Wearing more cabs.
Oh, hi, wearing more cups. Thank you for joining me, hanging out with me. All right, second thing I want to let you guys know, for anybody who has bought our book, Startup Business, I know I may not have reached out, so make sure you inbox us. We're having a little business meeting. If you want help with how to start up a business, how to keep running it nicely, inbox. We have a meetup on the 26th. That's next week, Tuesday. If you're interested in it, inbox. I will get back to you. Thank you. All right, so if Ellie can show us, these are the shards. I just kind of want you to see what we're doing today. Chocolate shards right there. So I've made some, but I want to make my own today so you can see how it's made, and then I'll show you maybe how you can use it, okay? So they're pretty cool to make and pretty easy actually if you get the hang of it. So I think I'll just get started on that right now as people join us and say hi.
RuPaul says hi in time today.
Yeah, you're in time today. Excited. Thank you for joining us, RuPaul. Baker in Kisumu, she's pretty awesome. She does some cool stuff. We love ya. All right, so for the shards, you need melted chocolate, both white chocolate and dark chocolate. So that's what I'm gonna be doing today. So I actually have some dark chocolate over here, and you just need to melt it over a double boiler, okay? So I have that, and I have some white chocolate right here. So I also have that nice and melted, okay? So I'm just gonna show you real quick how you're going to do our chocolate. So make sure you get some, maybe, let me just take this board instead. Some parchment paper like so, okay? We're gonna do 2 of them so you can see how I do it really fast. So I'm going to remove my chocolate from the double boiler. Make sure you wipe the bottom so the chocolate doesn't pour. I'm sorry, water doesn't pour into your chocolate. So try and do this real nicely. So I'll pour like maybe, let's see what this is, about a tablespoon of dark chocolate. And I take a spatula or a spoon, just take a spoon real nice and simple, and sort of make this circle over here. Okay, make sure it doesn't melt on you real fast, so you have to move fast. So I've done my little circle there, sorry, as you check that out. Now put your white chocolate in a piping bag. Like I've put some in a piping bag with a round tip. Then I'm gonna go making sort of this swirls all around. Okay. There, maybe you can do 2 or 3 if you can. Let me see. Yep, we can get to 3. Okay. So once you do your swirls, get like a knife, like a bread knife like this, and just kind of from the center, go pulling like this. All right, you want to do this when it's still melted, and it should give you this sort of spiderweb, cool looking shape. And these little shards that you pull in the end make a really cool shape. So yeah, how many love bubbles for that?
Lots. Naomi Kago says hello.
Hi Naomi.
So does Jufana.
Hi Juvana. Thank
And
you for
Faiza.
joining me. Faiza, woohoo! Awesome. I love when you guys hang out with me. So I'm gonna do that one more time. I hope you saw that, but if you didn't, I'm gonna show you again. All right. So nice greaseproof paper. I pour like a tablespoon or a tablespoon and a half of chocolate. And I like doing it with the dark chocolate, but you can mix it up too. You can do like the white chocolate and then put your marks with what? The dark chocolate. Okay. So make sure it's thick. Don't make it too thin. If it's too thin, by the way, when it dries out, it won't come out nicely. It'll break. So I like to make sure it's thick enough, but try and make like a sort of circle. Not perfect, but circle. Here we go. Then take your white chocolate that's in a piping bag and do 2 or 3 swirls right on top of it. Like so. So here's my first one. Let me push some there. And here's my second one. Let me just do 2. Okay, well, let's see if we can do more than 2. So once you do that, once again, take the blunt end of the knife, like right here, starting from the center, pull out, like you do with the web kind of design. Pull out, make sure you have those little shards sticking out, so you have the pointy, cool looking tips. Here we go.
Mariam says, hi Mariam.
Hi Mariam. Awesome. Thank you for joining us. There we go. So I have my little chocolate shards there. This chocolate spikes, my bad. They're actually called chocolate spikes. So there are my spikes. What we're gonna do, I'm gonna set the chocolate aside and I'm going to wait for them to dry. Okay? So we're gonna set that aside as we go on to our next segment, people.
Immaculate says present.
Hi, Immaculate. Yay, tick.
You should be yes, teacher.
Yeah. Yes, teacher. All right, student. Thank you for joining me on time. All right, so next thing I'll be mixing up for you guys is a chocolate mousse. This is sort of like an unbaked flawless cake. It's an awesome design you can do for desserts. You can mix it up with cake. And you just need to, you know, mix it up, chill it for like 4 hours or overnight and it's ready. Okay, so first thing you need to do is you have to make a meringue. A meringue is egg whites and sugar beaten together. So I pre-did a lot of these things, but I also want to show you the method. So right here, this mixture right here, this is my meringue. Okay, so I'm gonna beat it just a little bit more. And don't worry, I'll leave the recipe for you guys. Make sure it has some soft peaks. So right here, egg whites and sugar, okay? So I do that and I set it aside. Then over here, this is cream, okay? So you can use double cream, but you can also use something like the non-dairy Puratos Whip Pack or the Ambiente. I've whipped it up and it looks like that. It's nice and fluffy. So you need this. In here, I have some dark chocolate and then I've also put some butter in here, okay? So melt some dark chocolate and butter, put them together, make sure they melt and they look like this. And you'll be good to go, okay? So the last thing I need, I'm gonna move this back a little bit and I'm going to remove this. I'm gonna remove this from there so I have my melted chocolate and my butter. Margarine if you really don't have butter, but butter is always so much better. Now I'm going to add my egg yolks in here. Okay? All your egg yolks into your chocolate and your butter. Actually, what I'm gonna use is a whisk. Okay, so we're making an awesome, delicious chocolate mousse right here. So mix it up. Now you have to work really fast because your chocolate, remember, when it comes to room temperature, it starts melting. So once you put your yolk inside your chocolate and your butter looks like that, you scoop a little bit of your meringue, okay? Just a little bit. And you put it in here. This kind of helps your chocolate mixture to sort of acclimate nicely and become a nice temperature, just so that it gets used to things being added in there. Okay.
RuPaul says my husband will be so happy if I make this mousse.
Yes, I'm sure he will be. Does he love mousses?
He must.
Oh my god, if he does, he's gonna love this. So,
and there's Ruth Jokimina.
Hi, Ruth.
From Eldoret.
Oh my god, Ruth from Eldoret. Thank you for joining us. So exciting. So when you mix the first time with a whisk, the second time we're folding in these mixture. We want to retain that aeration and that cool air because we want a nice fluffy kind of mousse. So start with the meringue and put it all inside. Maybe you can do it in 2 moves like I just did. I like keeping mine nice and fluffy, so you know, hence the going slowly. Okay, so I fold. Just see how I fold. Just go around or over and under gently. As long as you're incorporating it inside, it's good to go. And you still need to move a little fast. My chocolate is still slowly setting. All right, so when I mix this like 90%, I can start adding my whipped cream. Once again, I'll put it in 2 goes. So this is the first time. I sort of folding it again over and under into this beautiful, beautiful chocolate and meringue mixture of mine. So you see how nice and fluffy it's looking? How many love bubbles for that?
Lots. RuPaul says yes, yes. Her husband loves it.
Oh my god. I love mousses too, by the way. They're awesome desserts and they're not so popular, so everybody loves them. Alright, so scrape the rest of this cream in here. Okay, and once again fold. So if you can see, it's coming up really nicely. It looks fluffy and just so super soft. Now at this point, I'm just gonna try and incorporate everything so everything looks nice and uniform.
Esther Wangoi says hi there, and Lois Wambua says hello.
Hi Lois, hi Esther. Woohoo! Thank you for joining us on this awesome Friday. Aren't we glad it's a Friday, people?
Faithwa Roiro says,
hi,
I got late, but I'm here now.
You are.
How many egg whites?
You're going to do 2 egg whites, 2 egg yolks. But I promise you guys, I will leave this recipe on here so that you can, you know, follow it to the T. So I hope you guys can see this texture of mine. You see this texture? I want some yeses in there in the comments. Yeah. Ellie will tell me in a bit. So this texture, that's what I want. That's what makes a really nice mousse. It's supposed to be cloud light, okay? Now at this point, you are going to put it in the fridge and chill it for 4 hours or overnight, okay? Now what you can do...
Now, when Rainbow Cubs is like, let me ask, is it gonna be eaten? It's raw eggs.
Yes, it is. So, on to that. You need to make sure your eggs are from a really reputable supplier. If you can get pasteurized eggs, yes. But let me tell you, my dear, it is delicious. You will not believe it. So if you get, like for me, we get really good suppliers, so we know that our eggs are good. If you know they're really good eggs, this is perfect. Okay? It may look like you may be thinking raw eggs, but it's amazing, let me tell ya. So.
Yes, it's from Esther Wangoi, Mary Kate, RuPaul, Lois.
Loving those yeses.
Nyaga Fai, Maria Mahine.
Oh my god.
And Trufena.
Good job. I see your good students listening. If your mousse does not keep this consistency, it's not going to be good. It's going to be sticky. It might be like sort of like porridge. You don't want that. Okay, so you cannot deflate any of those things. So this is going to go into a fridge, right? But I am going to show you the one I have. Just give me a minute. All right, so I'm going to stick this in the fridge. We can eat that later. So this has been in the fridge for about 5 hours. And it's real nice and stiff. Okay, so I just kind of want to show you guys the different ways you can present your chocolate mousses. And it's going to be so awesome. So what I've done in a piping bag, remember I was using this tip last time. Wilton 2A, if I'm not wrong. Yes, 2A round tip, okay? So I want to pipe some of this mousse into some really cool places. So mousse is going to be really nice and cold. It's like completely cold, chilled really nicely. It is not frozen, by the way, guys. It is just refrigerated.
Cold.
It's real nice and cold.
Mary Kay Tuawero says, classes available, please?
Yes, class is available. We have one coming up next week. I'm going to leave details on it. 1 day decoration. For the other classes we offer, I promise you guys, I'm going to leave a link for you guys to follow up, right? So you can see the kind of classes we do. So,
Top Serve says, good job, Maury.
awesome. Hi, Top Serve. Thank you so much. You guys are awesome. Awesome suppliers of stuff. Most of our stuff we get from them. Really cool customer service. All right, so I'm going to show you different ways we're going to do this. All right. So you pipe. These are little souffle dishes, okay? You can buy them like at kitchen shops. And you can just pipe this all around like this, okay? So I'm gonna leave that there. Another example of something you can use if you have some nice fancy wine glasses like these ones. It's just when I pipe it, I'm putting it in a bag because it's so much easier to pipe than to use a spatula. A spatula is gonna leave things kind of messy everywhere. So that's why you see me piping. You don't have to. It's just easier that way when you pipe it. Let me add some more so I can do one more or two more so I can show you how to do this. For joining us, say hi.
Teresa says hi.
Hi, Teresa. Teresa, right?
Yeah, Teresa.
Okay, awesome. Thanks, guys. For joining
Shafana
us.
says, thought it would be rock hard after refrigeration.
No, you see how I'm piping it? It wouldn't be rock hard. Look how it's coming out. Look at this. You see? If it's a mousse and it's done well, it ends up being light and fluffy. So yeah, not rock hard, guys. Pretty awesome. Let me do one more just so we have a full demonstration of what we can do with them. So just try them out, you know. It's always nice to have different ideas for dessert. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, the house is gonna be happy.
Woohoo! It really is. Everybody here is excited and waiting for these dessert cups. Let me tell ya. And by the way, you don't have to wait. You can actually pipe this before refrigerating them and just kind of refrigerate them in these containers. I just kind of like doing it this way, so I show you how to do this. Okay, so if you want to finish off this really nicely, you can use like cream. If I can just find my cream where I put it. Just give me a minute. Oh, found it. So just pipe some cream on top. Like so. Okay? I'm using a French tip here, Wilton French tip. And chocolate mousse just is so beautiful with some cream. And so I just kind of like having it around. Gives it a really nice finish. All right, there we go. Final thing. If you have strawberries, so much better, right? If you don't, it's all good. You can use different things. Hold on, let me show you what else you can use. Just take a look at that cherry for a minute. Sorry, guys. All right, so another thing you can do is do chocolate shavings on top of this dessert of yours. So I'm just gonna show you. Here we go. Some chocolate shavings. Pretty, isn't it? How many love bubbles for these chocolate mousse cups of mine, people?
Lots and lots.
Woohoo! And we can add a cherry to this one. So there you go. Chocolate mousse cups looking nice and pretty. How many love bubbles am I getting over there? Lots, I hope.
Lots.
Okay. So guys, when it comes to these chocolate shards, when you're done with them, you can decorate the cake as you like, okay? However, all you have to do, like if you want your chocolate shards to be halfway or something like that, you can place this here. So these are my chocolate shards. Remember I made them? They're basically dried. And all you gotta do, if you want them half, come with a knife and cut. It can be a hot knife. And then you just kind of peel them off. Like so. Hope this doesn't break. Woohoo! There's my chocolate shard. Okay? So I can place some here. So you can see how it looks like. It doesn't fall. And you can even cut them in quarters if you want. Like so. See? And guess what I could do with that? Like that. There we go. That's how I'm using my chocolate shards today. There we go. So these things are so versatile. You can use them for different things. And we're done. How many love bubbles am I getting? Woohoo!
Lots of love bubbles.
Alright, so guys, that's how you do chocolate shards. That's how you do chocolate mousse. And for those who are wondering how it tastes like, before I go, I'm gonna taste one of these. Alright? It looks so pretty. Look at the inside. Alright guys, chocolate mousse right there. I'm gonna now finish my chocolate mousse. Thank you very much for joining me. I'll see you next time. I'll leave the recipe. Thanks so much for joining me. Remember to please leave a comment if you've bought our book. We have a meeting going on next week. I'm also going to leave details on the class for one day on Friday. Thank you for joining us, TGF. Enjoy yourself, guys.